Okay, who wants to take a wild guess and guess what today is?
13.
I'll give you a hint. July 13th is, oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on. This is just fun. This is for my nephew.
His birthday.
July 13th is National French Fry Day.
Ah.
How would I know that? Because Lisa Kirkpatrick sent me a Century 21 update from her Business Builder campaign to keep me top of mind in her sphere. So my question is, how many of our agents are using a CRM to stay in touch with their sphere and send them basically useless information that made me think about it? So I thought about Lisa because she sent me an email that told me it's French Fry Day. It's a whole purpose of a CRM. And what's our new CRM coming out going to be called? Deb said it, but it was MoxieWorks. So MoxieWorks is coming down the pike, and I'm very concerned about MoxieWorks because it's going to be a very comprehensive program that's going to take some education. So we're going to work on that coming through, and I'm just going to be talking about it until we get there. Miss Katie D.R. Horton.
Hello.
What's going on in that crazy real estate world that you're in?
Oh,
We're in
it
it with you.
is, isn't it? So I don't know the last time you guys have been into a D.R. Horton neighborhood. Hopefully it was recently. If you have, you've known that we are now no longer doing to-be-built sales. We've kind of put that on pause. We're actually no longer selling a home until it hits stage 4.
Let me interrupt you for a second because I
Yep.
want our agents to be knowledgeable to speak
Yeah.
about the reasons why.
So essentially, behind the scenes, because we are so close with you all, an upfront and honest answer for you guys is because we need the other departments some breather room to catch up to what sales has done. They've
Wow.
kind of, been bombarded permitting. We've hired on more and more people. So we're just giving the other departments a quick breather to catch up. Also, we've noticed a decline in our survey scores, so our buyer experience, because they're buying a home at stage 1 or even dirt. And, we face these delays that despite them somehow being related to the current situation or the ice storm in Texas or factories, buyers don't want to hear excuses anymore and they're not buying them for whatever reason. In their eyes, COVID is done, it's gone, it shouldn't be affecting us anymore. But we're, you guys know we're all still suffering some repercussions from factories shutting down and tree farms and all of that. So in tandem with letting the departments catch up, it's also to provide a better experience for the buyers. So we're going to sell when it hits a stage 4, meaning basically we've gone through frame. We know that we're going to have drywall right around the corner. And so that the experience that we have with them is a much shorter period of time, so that they're not getting those weekly updates. If you have a buyer with us, we call them weekly. And right now the updates kind of are, hey, your house still hasn't moved. Not really, but you're still in frame and we're excited for you to go to the next stage. And people are just kind of getting a little agitated. So it's to provide a better buyer experience more than anything. It's
So
not
what can they choose at that point? Can they still choose flooring and colors and cabinets or
nothing.
nothing?
Nothing can change. If you are in our preferred series, and we have such limited changes to begin with, especially if you're selling express, it's basically nothing. If you're in a preferred series, you can add like appliances, washer, dryer, garage door opener, blinds. You can still do that stuff. You just cannot pick colors, packages, tile, any of that.
Okay, you guys need to know that, and it is what it is. So don't bitch about it.
Yep.
Right?
Now we have changed our color schemes. So most of them are all grays, whites, what everybody wants. We've also upgraded our granite in our express. We're no longer level 1. So you're not going to see Santa Cecilia anymore. You're not going to see New Caledonia. You're going to see some more in-depth level 2, level 3 granites in our express. So, the changes, they weren't big back in the day anyways, but now they're not as needed as much because we've kind of changed to mimic what people want now.
Very good.
Yeah.
At stage 4, how many weeks out are you?
Gosh, we train everybody to tell you no date at all, right?
I know, but to me, if you're near drywall, you're probably about 2 months out.
Yeah, so I would put some extra padding in there. I would say probably 3. just to give a little bit. We've pre-ordered windows, so you guys know moving forward for neighborhoods that I don't, many of you who sell in Apollo Beach know that we have Mangrove Point coming. A lot of people are excited. To give you an example, I've already put in my specs for there, so the windows have already been ordered. So we're getting ahead of all those delays, but I would still put in a backing 3 months probably.
Okay.
3 months after framing, and it's probably taking 4 months, 5 months to get to framing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's saying it's stage 4, so I just wanted to get an idea. So when we have buyers, we're gonna say, yes, we can buy the stage 4, you're still 3 months away.
Yep. Yeah, specifically too, we've changed how our closing letters are going out. This is good for you guys to know too. Previously, the construction team would lock the home and say, hey, I'm projecting to be done on this date, then would put the closing date 14 days after. Too many hits and misses right now. So really what's going to happen is the home is going to hit a stage 9, which if you know, it's basically complete at that point. We've got cabinets, we've got flooring. It's just kind of the final touches, getting the electric meters, all of that. We are now going to send out closing letters when we hit a stage 9. So there is going to be a time when your buyers are going to say, my house is done, you know, why can't I close? And it's just going to be that extra week, 2-week padding. So if you do have buyers going under contract with us now, always make sure that they're overlapping their housing. I don't think we have any issues with any Century 21 right now, but we have a lot of people that ended their lease because when their home was in drywall, they thought that that date was going to be accurate, and now they're homeless. So just make sure your buyers have a little extra padding and know that once that home hits kind of that stage 9 pinpoint, and you can always ask your agent at D.R. Horton what the date for that is. Once it hits that, they're going to get a closing letter that's for 30 days after that date. That makes sense.
Guys, this is really important information to know. Thank you for the inside track.
Yep. And then the last bit that's pretty important. So if you are selling in Riverview, Ruskin, Palmetto, really my territory, we're okay. We have stage 4s out the wazoo. We have about 50. We have the most in the entire division. So if you have a quick move-in buyer or a stage 4 and greater buyer, I definitely suggest that area because like I said, I have 50. Like to give you an example, the North Pod, who's going to be like Epperson, Wesley Chapel area, she has 7. So to give you the idea there, so it's going to vary community to community and neighborhood to neighborhood. Essentially, stage 4, the home clicks off and it hits a stage 4. There is going to be a premium on that stage 4 home, an extra premium. It varies again. Some are 5,000, some are 10,000. And that premium is, hey, your buyer wants it. They don't want it to hit essentially the market to go without the premium, and they're going to secure it and pay that extra fee. It was on stage 4 and 5, so we've limited to just stage 4s. In other neighborhoods, it makes sense because if there's a built-up demand for that one house and they have an interest list, somebody's going to pay the extra $10,000 to just say, that's mine, I'm done, I don't want to wait. The second it clicks over to stage 5, the fee is no longer there. So if you hear that there's like a late stage premium fee, that's what it is. But the moment that that home clicks over to 5, that fee goes away.
Has D.R. Horton considered that auction that other builders are doing, highest and best?
Oh, you're going to
Good.
have. So we are not. Because you don't only sell in my pod, let me give you the gist of the interest list. We are never going to take offers and do highest and best. So let's say you are looking at a house that there's only one and it's about to hit a stage 4. Essentially what our team is doing is they're creating an interest list, right? And to get on the list, your buyers are going to have to give us a pre-qual, whether it's with DHI or their own lender at the time. They're going to send a pre-qual, my team, to the management will send a pre-qual, and your buyers are going to go ahead and sign those wet docs. So those exhibits that kind of show the pictures of the home and such, just to give a level of commitment / speed up the process when that home hits a stage 4. We're not emailing out things that need wet signatures and chasing them down. So they'll sign those. My team will send it to their manager, and that gets them on the list. Okay. So let's say the day before it hits a stage 4, we've called everybody. Some have found a home. We're now down to 3 people. At that point, the team is going to send the manager just the details, conventional, 20%. We do not care if there's a realtor or not. That doesn't even go on there. We're not going to say, well, they don't have a realtor, so we're going to take them. So that doesn't go to management at all. It's really just going to be if we have a buyer that's FHA, we have a buyer that's conventional, we're going to pick obviously the strongest buyer, but we are not doing offers. So even if FHA came in at a higher offer price, had the cash, we're not playing that game. If you have, let's say, two exact same deals fighting for the same house, conventional 20%, blah, 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 we're going to pick whoever was first come, first serve. So if your buyer came in first and your buyer got on the interest list first, your buyer would get the home. Make sense?
Wow. This is crazy.
No.
When was the never have we had a time like this
Yeah.
that
So a
I've
lot
known
of
of.
changes too. So bear with us. I mean, the stage 4, we know, as you guys know, and Craig, you know, Darren, it probably won't last forever. You know, we'll probably adjust quickly just after those few people get some more time and can permit houses and not make any mistakes or anything like that. Once we get back under our belts, we'll be good to go. But we won't do the competitive offers. We don't care if there's a realtor versus not a realtor, and stage 4 premiums. That's really the only main keys right now.
Very good. And that's very good to know. So guys, that's my point. So Katie, for your benefit, I've been telling the agents, both in video and in classes like this, we can't spend our time showing agents houses right now.
Yep.
Until they are spit polished and shined with cash over and above asking price, and a position to waive appraisal contingencies, and a position to waive financing contingencies, because they can't buy resales either.
Yep.
Right? So now you're minimum 3 months out on a new DR Horton. But thank God, did you hear that? They have inventory. They got 50 houses, right?
Yeah.
And you're starting, how many houses are you starting a week now?
Oh gosh, it varies, but they have not stopped. So I don't want to throw out a number, but I know in my neighborhood, some of them are starting 15 a month. So we're keeping that pipeline full. And
15 a month and 20 plus communities.
Correct. Yep.
So that's like, 200 to 300 starts a month.
Yeah. Yep. And then
Regina just
really
asked, when do
quick-
appliances, what, stage 7 or 8?
7 or 8. It is 8.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Appliances. And really quick, just because you touched on it, my agents are going to be very upfront with you and your buyer on what your appraisal shortfall potentially will be. They've been trained. We're not taking deals and putting people in bad positions. We're going to be upfront and say, hey, you're going to more than likely have a shortfall. Here's your difference. We'd rather lose the sale up front than carry that. And then everybody, banks on that sale. Buyers bank on it being their home, and then the shortfall comes in $20K and they weren't prepared for it. And now you lost a sale, we lost a sale, and the buyers are homeless. So my buyer or my team is very upfront. They will pull the report for you all and be, hey, this is where we're at. We're probably going to shortfall about 15,000 here. So if they don't let me know, but all of them they'd rather do it up front too, because it's just more headache to not,
Well, let's talk about that for a quick second. This is real estate. The shortfall is 15 grand on the first closing. The second closing is probably not that big because the appraiser can now justify the new price.
Yep. So they're pulling a fresh report every week. They're looking, I have a couple of strong, really good agents that'll be like, hey, we have this cash deal, to give you an example. It's going to close on, let's say, 7/13. My buyers want to close and can close. They're going to cover a shortfall, but this will really help our appraisal. We're just going to bump that closing date out at the time of contract, knowing that we have a cash deal that's going to help. We're going to tell the buyers up front, hey, we're going to push you out 2 weeks just to help your appraisal purposes. So they've done their homework. They've done their research. You guys are in really great hands as far as that goes. Not going to be blindsided.
Impressive.
Good.
I like it. Well, thank you for the updates. Oh, Mangrove Point, you had nothing to tell us yet, right?
No, I know that the townhomes are going to be on the east side and the single family will be on the west side.
We know that. Do you have a starting price range? It's gonna be the 3s or 4s?
Nothing. But I will
Okay.
tell you, if you're familiar with the Shell Cove team, so Kitty, Donna, a lot of you work with those two. They will be going to the single family side. Nancy will be going to the townhomes with a new hire. So if you need more details, just continue to follow up with them because they're going to get it firsthand too.
Okay.
All
Good.
right.
Thank you. Good information.
You're welcome. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you. Wow, that's impressive. Guys, I just want you to be, I don't want you put in the position where a buyer is making assumptions that are wrong, right? So that was real factual information about what the builders are going through. And I'm going to say kudos to DR Horton for not doing the highest and best game. you know, at least you know you're going to get the house. You're going to pay 5 or 10 grand more to be the first one. But once we get the first appraisal in, it's going to be a better situation. And, you know, I was talking to my dad yesterday and the day before. We've never seen a market like this ever. And my position remains that we are doing all this with domestic demand. What's going to happen when Canada, Europe, and South America get to come here? And we still have no inventory. It's going to continue for a while, I'm afraid. So let's jump into, I got a pretty good agenda for us today, if I do say so myself. So we know it's French Friday, or National French Friday. Let's do some quotes. Kathleen, why don't you read these for me? I've been talking for a while.
Sure. When was the last time you woke up and thought this could be the best day of your life? You want me to go through each one?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Number 2, for those that are involved in leading a team, being a leader doesn't require a title because having a title doesn't make you one.
Oh, I like that one.
2. Number 3, the quality of a great salesperson is reflected in the standards they set for themselves. Number 4, winners are not people who never fail, but people who never quit.
That's it.
And number 5, note to self, you're not too old and it's not too late.
Good. No more excuses. And this is Superstar Week coming up, Superstar Retreat Week coming up.
And I'm a testament to number 5. No.
All right, here's your broker's love right here, statistics. This is what I went through last night. First half of the year is over. First of all, I think that's a big, important thing. The first half of the year, I don't really write checks, but you remember when you had to write the check and you couldn't write 2021 because you're used to write 2020? It still kind of feels like a new year, but half of it's gone already. And this is where we're at, which is pretty damn impressive. We have 416 agents on the roster, 404 not counting staff and spouses. So sometimes, you know, if we've got somebody's husband, somebody's wife, or Susie Brush has her license, they count on the reports. So taking that out, we really have 404 agents. Collectively, those 404 agents have taken 650 listings in the first half of the year, which means we're tracking 1,300 listings, which is damn impressive in a tight listing market. And I'm not going to take credit for this at all, but I don't think it hurts to be Century 21 in a marketplace where listings are tight, right? Look at this, 1,790 sales in the first half of the year. That's tracking 3,580 sales, right? That is immense. And that's 17 million in GCI, which is tracking 34 million in GCI. And our best year was 18 million. No, that's sales, not closings. Closings for the first half of the year, 1,337, tracking 2,774 with 12.7 million, which is tracking 25.4 million in commission in the first half of the year, which is traditionally not as good as the second half of the year. So I mentioned earlier, our top commissions previously years were 18 million. We're tracking 25.4 million. That is, oh God, it's almost a 40% increase. It's huge. So I put an OMG there. And then I get to production levels. 295 of our agents took a listing, made a sale, or had a closing. That made me very happy last night because I was thinking it was substantially less. 73% of our agents are doing business. You're not going to find that in most places. It's not going to see it. So 73% producing is a big number. And those 295 people brought in 12,777,000, or an average of $48,000 per person for the first half of the year. Wow, that's amazing. So we have, of our producing agents are tracking 100 grand on average. That does not happen in other companies either. We have 74 new hires in 2021. 19, where am I going? My God. 24 new hires have joined our company in 2021. 19 of them have taken listings so far, 28 have had sales so far, and 20 have had closings so far. Interesting. 19 took listings and 20 had closings. What do you think that means? They took a listing and it sold. It's insane. I'll show you that in a second. We are down to only 108 agents of the 416 have zero production. Why? We're going to do our best to find out. Yeah, I don't know what the reason is. Maybe they got sick. Maybe their family got sick. Maybe some situation changed, but they came in full of piss and vinegar and wanted to tackle the world and they didn't. So we're going to reach out and find out. And if you're one of them and you're watching this, you're probably not watching this. If you're one of them, reach out to us and let us know what's going on. We can point you in a direction. We know how to do it. But more importantly, what can we do to help those of you who are producing do more? You know, there's a whole host of tricks and tips we've been talking about that if you've missed, we'll direct you back there. Angelique has created a really cool platform. We call it the Teachable platform, or I don't know, actually have a name for it now. She'll type it in the chat probably. But it's a resource for you with so many chock full of ideas and things you can just get excited about in an easy to understand way. So if you're not familiar with that, reach out to Angelique and ask her for access to the Teachable platform. Okay. Here we go. Active listings. We actually went up. We dropped all the way down to 95 listings last week. We're up to 102, which means what? It means nothing, because timing is everything, right? It means we're really low on inventory though, as a company. But I like seeing going up, which means we're taking listings. Like we took 42 listings in the first 10 days of the month. And of the 42 we took, 12 were still for sale. So if only 8 were still for sale, then we wouldn't be up anymore because we'd have less inventory. We've done 45 sales. So this is leveling out. This is not a slowdown at all. 45 sales in the first week, because you got to back off days because of timing, turning deals in. So 45 deals in the first week is tracking about 180. And I thought it's interesting to point out that only 3 of them have canceled so far, which is a good sign. So we're qualifying our sellers better. We're qualifying our buyers better to tell them, set the expectations. Just like Katie said from D.R. Horton, they're telling the brutal truth up front to the consumer. Look, we're going to do this at stage 4. We're going to have an interest list. We're going to take a cash buyer over a conventional buyer. We're going to take a conventional buyer over an FHA buyer. And by the way, the house you pick, you don't get to pick. It's going to be in the lot we put it on. It's going to be with the cabinets we put in it, and it's going to be the colors we paint it. God, that's crazy. Closings for the month. We've had 45. We've had as many closings as we've had sales. More than sales, more than closings. More sales than closings, and revenue for sure. There's some big stuff selling out there, guys. Pending to close by July 31st, we have 229 sales left to close for another $2.4 million. We're tracking about a $3 million month, which is amazing. If you go back last year, I was happy with $1.7 million month. So there we go. Tiffany Cutini from Paramount Title, if you're around.
Hey guys, morning.
Morning.
So let's see. So we had our class about Alana. She's our artificial intelligence.
Which I want to say, if you guys missed it, I thought that was going to be a boring class. It was cool. I mean, it really is. And you can talk about neat things going on in the industry, and that's one of them. Artificial intelligence, keeping your customers alive, give them a resource to go to. So if you missed that class, go back and look at last Thursday at begginsagents.com and you'll see it. And Chris said the next level resource center. Thank you, Chris, instead of the Teachable platform.
Yep. And our next one will be on 1031 exchanges.
Thank you. We need that.
You're welcome. So after that, open to some suggestions. So if anyone has a class idea that they would like, go ahead and email me, text me, let me know. I'm happy to go over that kind of stuff. Also, some of you guys were asking for a tax. I have a tax cheat sheet for taxes when you guys are doing your quotes for the different counties. So I'm gonna go ahead and send that to Ange, and she'll send that out to you guys. And if you have any questions with that, just feel free to ask me about it. I can explain it more. Basically, it just lets you know what part of the taxes on their tax bill we go ahead and prorate in the rears, and which parts go are already paid in advance. So that can help you guys read the Alta settlement statement a little more. And if you have any questions, like I said, just ask me.
Very cool. And when is that next class? You're the second Thursday of each month?
Yep. So August, let's see. In July, August 12th.
Okay. Very cool. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Back to my agenda, I believe we hear about the managers right now because I asked them to do something for us. I did. Let's talk about commitments. Commitments to what we want to see happen in Q2. So yesterday, my dad and I addressed the managers and we said, you know what? We're a life betterment company. Our job is to care. And with so many people, it's hard to keep track and know what they're all doing. So part of it is, believe it or not, knowing their primary aim, why they're doing this, because so many of you have so many varied reasons why you're in this business. Some of you are very content to make an extra 25,000 bucks for the year and supplement your vacation schedule. Some of you are balls to the walls, want to just take charge and kick ass and take names and make hundreds of thousands of dollars and build up a retirement so you don't have to work anymore. Some of you are just go on and on and on, risk after risk, list after list after list. We want to know that from you so we know what your expectations are so we don't let you down, right? And a big part of this is primary aim. And a big part of primary aim are the steps within the program. And the first step is your personality style. And the personality style that we've been teaching for decades is deficient in some areas because it really just shows what you project to other people, but it doesn't show how you really, really are. Example made yesterday was myself. I am a high C, high D, right? I'm an analytical driver, but in my true self, I have a high S too, right? Many of you don't know that because a lot of you are afraid to talk to me, right? But if you really knew me, I'm a CDS, right? And I do care. I want you all to do well. We want you to do well. That's why we come up and we scrub our heads together and say, what else can we do to help these people? And that's why it bothers me so much to see that we have 108 people that are on our roster that didn't do anything in the hottest real estate market we've ever seen, right? So it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So we're going to be doing that. So I thought we'd start with sharing with you some of the commitments. I don't care if the commitment is business related or personal related, right? So just let's start with Kathleen. You're my whoever's in my random upper left-hand corner I usually pick on. So
I'm the random upper left-hand corner person. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. This quarter, talking about our game and what we want to do in the way of our why, we're committing to changing it up, more in-office fun, learning and growing. In addition to our Tuesday Zoom huddles, to really dive into what your why is and what you need. We're doing farming, we're doing networking, SOI, communication, and more in office. Yesterday, our third huddle was nachos and cheese and listings. So in addition to our Tuesday roundtable meetings, those Monday huddles are really awesome. We just started doing it so that we can figure out where you're at, what you want to do, how you want to grow your business. And by everybody coming together, or as many people who can come in person, because we're still doing Zoom trainings and all that, you have an opportunity to just do one-on-one and then as a group. And we're finding that it's very collaborative. It's a lot of fun. We have a juice tea bar. We have a cappuccino bar. Yes, I'm a barista. And we're all just having fun doing it. And you get to reacquaint with one another because COVID really just cut us off. I had names for every one of these pillows in here, and it was driving me nuts because I'm a very high social person, even though I'm a big DC too. I found that out last night. That's another story. But at any rate, that's what we're doing. We're changing it up. We're having more fun. We're doing more team huddles in the office as well as online, and we're just going to continue to knock it out.
I like it. Chris Reed, going down my screen.
Good morning. So my commitment is, I know that in the positions that we're in, we have to lead by example. And, my commitment is to level up and to raise my standards. So I'm committed to making the rest of my life the best of my life and leveling everything that I do up. I'm
Ooh, I
committed
like it.
to being a better husband, being a better father, being a better manager, being in the best shape of my life, coaching, training. I'm committed to giving you everything that I have to help you get to your next level, whatever that is for you. I want to be able to say that I left it all on the table. And like that quote said this morning, when's the last time you woke up and said, today's going to be the best day of my life? So I'm committed to saying that every morning, to focus on gratitude, to focus on the things that I can level up to be better at. You know, I'm just committed to being the best that I can in the gym, with my health, with my communication, with the agents, with the business, with my goals. I'm committed to leveling everything up, committing to a primary aim, because I realize that without doing that, your life is going to stay the same. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So we have to make a commitment to make some changes. And I'm committed to making that. You'll probably see me starting to share some more things, whether it's simple posts on social media, at the gym, you know, eating healthy, commitments to work, doing things, researching certain things. So I'm just going to start sharing more of that and be more available to all of you to provide that level of commitment to you. Because if you want to go along for the ride, it's much easier in a community than it is by yourself.
I love it. Powerful. Mr. Puma. If your camera's on, I'm going to call you out anyway, just so you know.
I'm committed to being like Chris Reed. Thank you. That was a tough one to follow. But no, I am committed to adding 12 new people to our virtual B3 team, especially with a focus down in Palm Beach, which is our newest market. We've got a couple agents down there, but we are going to grow that team extensively and extend our reach as a company and as a bridge, which obviously creates more opportunities for all of us. And so that is my commitment as well, but also to be like Chris Reed.
There you go. Swinging around, Ashley.
Good morning. So my commitment is going to sign either 2 new RMCs or lead opportunities.
RMCs are relocation management companies.
Exactly. Or different lead opportunities. And then personally, do a little more meditation.
Nice.
I could do that.
Center my screen, Otis Bass.
Right. For personal, I am committed to chipping away. I have an X amount of dollar amount, I should say, that I'm committing to as far as my kids' college fund. Again, just chipping away for the quarter. And then personal is it's more of a balance of work life, but also more exercise, because I've been shortening it myself on the exercise. Office wise, it's getting in and really holding accountable the why goals, the primary aim why goals, with as many people as I can. Not everyone participates in that, but the ones who do, I'm making it an effort to increase that number and reach out to the whole roster, make sure that we talk about it, and then hold them accountable to it.
Love it. Joe Diener.
Good morning. Good morning. Work-wise, Otis and I talked about it. We have a lot of new agents coming on, so we're going to be holding some more contract classes to get everybody up to speed with that. Also have a class with the new people on contacting past clients. Although they don't have them yet, we want to talk about how to do that. All right, and you need to start that when you're beginning, so it may, so you have a whole pass of that. Personal, I'm going to take some time off in November when we go to our conference to spend a little time in Hawaii. So we're going to go a little ahead of time. And my last one is have fun and make money. So.
Love it. Deborah Haley.
Good morning. I got a list, but I'm going to start off with, I did talk to some of my top producers, and what I'm going to start doing for the office immediately, probably this week on Friday, is roundtable discussions with my senior agents and my new agents and newer agents. We had that up until COVID. We loved it, and I've gotten away from it, and everybody wants to get back together again. So we're going to start having bi-weekly roundtable discussions, incorporating the experience of our very experienced agents, training our new agents. for an hour, which will be really good. It'll probably be on a Friday afternoon, so we're going to incorporate a happy hour of food with that. So it'll be a lot of fun. The other thing that I'm focused on, that I've been focused on all year, is recruiting. I've already recruited 15 agents. My track is 30 for the year. So I've got 15 more agents to recruit, which I want my agents that I have now to bring us more agents, because I know over time, our agents bring us better agents. So, and there's great bonuses out there for you guys. So, you know, inexperienced agents, if you bring them in, it's $1,000. Experienced agents, 2,500. I would love to give some of that money away to you guys to make sure that you're bringing us and helping us get a healthy staff here. My real goal for the office is I want to be Centurion office this year. We're almost halfway there. We have been Centurion office for many, many years. We've been presidents and ambassador office. I want that back, and that's our biggest goal this year. But doing that will mean I'll have 3 or 4 Centurion agents here, which we are tracking now with at least 2, maybe 3 agents that could be, and probably will be Centurion by the end of the year. So I'm so excited. We have so much business. This office is growing so tremendously. So we're here to have a lot of fun, to learn a lot, and to really get back to where we were before COVID, and being able to get with each other, have some food, have some good times, and learn a lot.
Love it. There's my brother cruising around in the car.
That's right. That's right. Dropping off your nephew.
Hi, Kai.
But he's dropped. Now he's already gone.
No.
Already done. No, so my thing is simple. I mean, I'm so proud of this group that we have from a leadership perspective inside this company, and I want to make sure that I make myself available to them also, in addition to the agents, to make sure that we all collectively really get clear on our big ass smiles. I mean, that's really the thing we hear from me, because it's huge on my agenda right now, is to let go of things that do not serve you and get rid of things that you do out of guilt and obligation that you really don't enjoy, and really get clear on the things that you do enjoy. So I think that I know those agents that I associate with most of the time, I'm going to keep pushing you to doing that. And those who else want that, reach out, let me know. It's really just, it's to Chris's point, it's leveling up across the board. And that's, you got to figure out whatever that big ass smile. I don't think you can't get great at everything, but if we figure out a couple of things to really focus on a quarter by quarter basis, then next quarter we'll chip on some other ones. So just get clear and have fun, make money, and have a fun life. That's what I'm committed to doing right now.
Right.
And changes happen.
Well, I want to thank you all for sharing that, because it's very important. I want all the agents listening to know that we are committed. And just like Chris Reed said, we're to lead by example, right? So myself, I'll share with you, last quarter, I eliminated chewing tobacco, which I've been chewing tobacco for 30 years. And I substituted that with eating more. So now I'm a much larger person than I want to be. And so my daughter's getting married, and I need to fit into my tuxedo, which I probably don't fit into right now. So one of my commitments for this quarter is to get my health back, my body in better shape, which is exercise and nutrition, and to fit into my tuxedo. And the other part of my thing is just enhancing my environment. I just really enjoy fixing up and living in a nice place. So you'll see lots of changes coming. Taylor is easier. Thank you. Just make my tux bigger. It's a hell of a lot easier. That might work too. Cool, guys. Very good. All right. So we're talking points to jump into. And once again, really thank you all for sharing that. And we'll remember, I wrote it all down. So that's big stuff. All right. So by the way, what are you committed to this quarter? You all, I hope, can find something to be committed to this quarter. And I don't really have a preference, whether it's personal improvement or business improvement. As long as you're committed to something, it will all come together. I want to be thankful that Elsa was not worse. You know, we make fun of it as a funny storm, but nothing happened. Be thankful. You know, I just talked to my friends in the Bahamas over the weekend, and after 2 years, we have power now, but it goes out at least once or twice a day still. The construction is back, but it's so slow. It's amazing. It's going to be another 5 years for the functional, but tourism is back, but the restaurants are closed. It's just a brutal thing. And we're just very lucky that that storm wasn't bigger and didn't hit closer, because in its path could be really devastating things. So just be thankful for that. License renewal and continuing education. Tony, thank you for the reminder. It was already on my schedule though. I did mine this weekend. I sit by the pool and I did my 14-hour class. Oh, this is recorded. I can't say that. In 14 hours. So there you go. Quarter two is over.
You had sunscreen on.
Yeah. 14 hours in the sun. Quarter two is over. Have you revisited the Art of Life Betterment for quarter three, which has been kind of the theme of today? I don't know what to do about this. I'm gonna partake for sure, but July 28th at 3 o'clock to 4:30 is a 50th anniversary celebration for Century 21's 50th anniversary. And I got to give the marketing team at Century 21 Corporate some credit for even trying to put together a virtual celebration for a 50th anniversary. So I just want to see what they're going to do, because there's a bunch of smart people there. And that would be really cool if you all would participate too. There's more news coming out, so check your emails. Top agent and leadership in Hawaii is likely sold out now. So it's probably too late if you haven't made your decisions, but I think everybody's made their decisions and booked their flights. Our top agent luncheon is not this coming Friday, but the Friday following after Florida 21, which is coming up. Puma is designing t-shirts for us. So we're going to go ahead and spring and buy you guys some t-shirts. I know that we have 55 people coming, and I saw the roster of attendees, and we are going to dominate that show, as well we should. So I think if we had matching t-shirts running around the pool or whatever, it'll just show that we are here and we are to be feared, because we're the number one company in the state. Things to be excited about is Move Easy, which is what? That's the Century 21 Beggins Home Concierge program, white labeled to us. That's going to be like utility helpers on steroids, right? And it is a Century 21 exclusive at this point. So Coldwell Banker and URA and those companies don't get it. So late this month, that will be rolled out to you guys. And there's really nothing for you to do but be aware of it and talk about it to your customer. So that's my biggest fear. Those 115, 120 of you online right now, which is a great attendance, by the way. My email must have worked last night. You'll be aware of it and be able to talk about it. The ones who are not aware, their customers are going to be confused, and we don't want that. We want the experience of buying and selling real estate to be good through Century 21, not just the transaction. And the second thing is MoxieWorks, which is a big deal. My dad was reading about the new Century 21 president. Her name is Sue, and she's very, very talented. And this is her claim to fame. She's going to fix all the Zap problems with this thing called MoxieWorks, which is not a Realogy owned product. It's a purchase product. It's been in the marketplace forever and is rated as the best. And she wanted us to have the best. So that's coming here too. And I'm very proud of this. I don't know how it's going to roll out yet, but Zillow is changing the game again. So just so you guys know, Zillow is a capitalist pig who takes our inventory for free and sells it to our competitors, which is just a screwed up system. But keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I investigated Zillow and I did a test for the last couple of years, and I'm very proud of the Zillow team because you've done a fantastic job. And Zillow has been a very good proponent for Century 21 Beggins. They've invited me to meetings. I host webinars. I host panelists with them. I do a lot of stuff. So our name's very well known within the Zillow leadership team. So what's happened is all the zip codes basically in any market you want to be in are sold out, and there's a waiting list to get in. So I'm capped. I was able to buy some little bit of zip codes to the tune of $15,000 a month, which most people can't do, right? But we've been able to turn that investment into a profit because our agents have been really good and close the deals. So, but I can't expand that program because all the zip codes are sold. So if I wanted to buy downtown Sarasota or South Tampa or Indian Rocks Beach or Madeira, they're all sold out. And most agents are not converting the leads very well. And according to Zillow's mission statement, they want the customer experience to be fantastic with Zillow. But Zillow is not a real estate brokerage company. Zillow has to work with agents, and they don't really control the agent's performance. So what they're going to test is the thing they're calling the Flex program. And what they're going to do is take 30% of all the zip codes and only make them available to a select group of brokers, and what they're calling the Flex program. So they're only going to have a few Flex brokers in each market. and they're interviewing different brokers in different markets to see who can do it and who's a good fit. So they called me, which was nice. And they said, we would like to interview for the Flex program. And I said, okay. So we scheduled the meeting by Zoom. He said, I'm going to give you a 20-minute presentation on Flex. And then I'm going to interview for about 20 minutes. And then we're going to get with our group. We're going to look at all our candidates. And we'll get back with you sometime next week and let you know if we think there's a fit. So you play the game. And I got the interview, did the PowerPoint. And it was supposed to be a 40-minute program. It was an hour-long program because I blew their minds with all the stuff we do. Because you guys don't really realize, but this company does a lot more than most companies do. And anyway, long story short, at the end of my first interview, he says, let's just cut to the chase. There's no question you're a fit. We'll get you plugged in and we'll start you probably in August. So the first part will be August. We have to prove our ability to, number one, answer the phone, believe it or not. Number two, update the friggin' app and say what's going on with the lead. Number three, we have to demonstrate a high closing ratio. And number four, we have to have a high customer service score. So if those four things happen, then we are going to elevate ourselves and we will be able to take more and more and more. So we can add and add and add so long as we master those four things. If we don't master those four things, we're going to get taken off the program and not survive. So that's the way the world is going. So that's Zillow basically becoming like OpCity, except we'll have control over what leads we get. OpCity, you're in a 50-mile radius and you're one of 75 agents that might fit the criteria, and they broadcast out 5 and you randomly get one for Palm Harbor, even though you live in Sun City Center, right? That's kind of how that works. This is not going to be like that. So it'll be targeted and very structured. So more to come on that, but it's a pretty big honor that Central Vegas will be one of the very few flex brokers in the Tampa Bay metro market, and also in our BE3 markets like Orlando, Palm Beach. We'll get access to all that stuff in time. So no promises about when, but the pressure is going to be on. So we'll be talking a lot more about, and it's really going to tie in very well with MoxieWorks and lead conversion and all the stuff we're supposed to be doing to master our sales funnels. So I think that's pretty much, nope, I got one more thing here. Our non-SOI leads. This is important. These are indicators. That's why I track them every week. We went from 245 leads last week to 297 leads this week. What is that an indication of? Buyer demand is still up. These are non-SOI leads. Now think about it. Most buyers or sellers know a real estate agent. And because they know a real estate agent, they're going to call a real estate agent because that's who they know. So these are non-SOI leads that are inquiring on different websites. And the websites that we're tracking that they're inquiring on is Century 21, Zap, and Ojo, which is our biggest source. And I'm proud of that. It has grown so high. 84 leads came through Zillow, Zap, and Ojo. But if I showed you this, Looker is the Ojo tracking format, which we don't pay attention to Ojo, and we should because they're a huge lead source. 39 leads were received by Ojo, which means 39 leads went to you. You didn't answer them, so they went to Ojo. Ojo gave back 7 of those. So Ojo talked to those 39, or tried to talk to those 39 people, and got 7 of them who said, yes, I want to talk to an agent. And 5 of those are unclaimed. This is my definition of lead fatigue. And then of the leads that are in the pipeline of Ojo, 64.5% of those are out of compliance. Now, if I showed this to Zillow, we would be kicked out of the program. All right, call it what it is. That's not a good representation. So what I'm going to ask you to do, and I get it, lead fatigue is sucky. All right, and that's what it is. I don't want any more friggin' buyer leads because there's no friggin' houses to sell them. Okay, that's it. So I'm not even going to answer an OpCity call, and I can show you on my OpCity dashboard, which these are the shit I manage in the background. You know, I've got agents getting 160 opportunities in the last 7 days from OpCity and not answering one of them. Right? all you're doing is killing your algorithm profile. It says, oh, Bobby is too busy to take anything, and Bobby's going to go notch down until he's non-existent in the algorithm. You're killing yourselves. So if you're not going to take the leads, when there's no shame in not taking the leads, snooze yourself, turn yourself off, because you're hurting yourself. Not being mean. I don't care. There's no preference for me. I don't feel bad. I won't feel sad. If you're not going to answer it, turn yourself off. You can snooze or call us, call me. I'll have somebody, we'll turn you off. I turned a bunch of you off already. You didn't even know it because you haven't been checking. Okay, so you're going to hurt yourself, and we don't want that. I missed that chat there. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that was my thing on lead fatigue. I think that was. So OpCity, Ojo, if you're in either one of those programs, either start answering or turn yourself off. Okay, and there's no shame in that. The other part was, I'll say it again. If you ignore the consumer during the dreaming phase, they'll ignore you during their buying phase. I'd love to teach you a talking track where you could be as articulate as Katie was from DR Horton, where you sit the buyer down and you have the facts of life conversation with them. You are not capable of buying a home today. You're an FHA buyer with no additional cash. You're not going to win. But what am I supposed to do? Rent. There's no rentals. Find an apartment. Or, and guys, I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is reality. People are moving to Lakeland. People are moving to Brooksville. People are moving to Palm Harbor. They're getting further and further out from the core Tampa Bay market. Sarasota, they're going down to Venice and Oviedo. That's where you're going to have to find inventory for these buyers that can't compete in the main metro markets. This is uncharted territory. And I think you all would agree with me. This is happening because buyer demand is not slowing down. Supply is not going up, which means the market's going to expand. So driving from Brooksville to Tampa for work is not uncommon. If you take big cities like Las Vegas or Phoenix or Austin, a lot of the working class, and I'm doing this in a bad way, they can't live near their work. They have to commute in, right? So Brooksville, for example, is a great market for that. I-75 flows really good from Brooksville to Tampa because there's no traffic, because there's nobody living out there now. But it's affordable compared to other places. And it's not as competitive. So your FHA buyer can get a house in Brooksville, but they can't get one in 33606, right? And be close to the stadium. They're going to have to drive an hour to go to a Bucks game instead of 20 minutes. You know, it's just the way it's going to work as Tampa matures into a major league market. And that's what's happening. So that talking track needs to happen or you're going to drive yourself batshit crazy. And some of you are already. You want to, so if you're taking the leads, you got to have a talking track that demonstrates market knowledge. And my best advice to you is to have Zoom meetings with them. Don't meet them by car, have a Zoom meeting and explain what I just told you and where Brooksville is and where Lake State City is and where Lakeland is, and then where their office is, and just do Zoom and demonstrate market knowledge that way. And you could do it in 30 minutes in your underwear, but put a shirt on. That was a joke. Okay. Happy birthday to yous. My New York accent. Brent Schnell is today. Nancy Conley's on the 15th. Susie Brush ties with Angela Morse on the 15th as well from Sun City. Cody Calvo on the 16th of July. Lawrence White from Brandon on the 17th. Jacob Ellis on the 18th. Cheryl Leilman from Madeira Beach on the 19th. And Sue Hopkins from Sun City Center on the 19th as well. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 birthdays this week. Happy birthday to you all. Back to my leads. 297 versus 245. Ojo by far the tops. Relo. OpCity still 58, doubled what they did last week. Walk-ins, think about walk-ins. Walk-ins are call-ins. That's a serious opportunity, and that's where the floor leads are going. So if you're signing up for floor time, those are the leads that are coming in. 17 came in, and they're probably high-quality leads. Sign call, same thing. Go to listing agent first. Zillow just doesn't send us anything. Zillow beta got 22 leads, same as last week. Social ad engine. Mike is involved in the beta test with them. They're doing some things to tweak that and make it better coverage. I forgot which agents did it this week. Did I save that open or did I close it? I closed it. And then after hours, we had 10 calls this week versus 2. Once again, I just showed these as gauging customer interest. People calling after hours, people calling on signs, people calling into the office. Those are all buyer signs. So demand is staying up. Supply is not going up. This is going to continue. So your talking points are going to have to be strong. All right. That being said, that's all I've got. Anything else for the greater good for the rest of the management team?
I do. I have something.
What you got?
Well, about 7 or 8 years ago, you and Jeff went to your aunt's funeral, and you
Yep.
came home with a very clear goal in mind.
Mhm.
And that was to be #1 in the United States or world with this company.
Yep. We're number 12 right now.
Yeah, and I'm challenging you that we need to do that. We can all do it together. I don't know how. We don't need to know how right now, but I think it's doable. And I
love it, Deb.
Yeah, I remember, and it's stuck here, and it's been here forever. But I think we can really do it. I think we can be on track for that. I don't know how long. I don't know how. Doesn't matter.
All right, Puma, let's go. All right, Craig. Number
I
1.
love it. Well, the number 1 company is breaking up and separating, so they're going to be a lot smaller. So it becomes more realistic for sure.
Well, you know how we do that, everybody? We get more cool, productive people like the ones we have already. So tell your friends and co-brokes to get their butts over here, come work with us, because that's how we grow. So you guys help us get number 1 in the world. And all it is, about tripling our size right now with the productive agents that we have, and we'll be there. So let's do it.
Free t-shirts for all when that happens.
Yeah.
Hey guys, for fun, Mike Claman is an agent with us in Lakeland who's online for virtually every class. I was talking about Lakeland, and some of you are saying, shit, I don't know anything about Lakeland. Mike says, here, send them to me. I'll work Lakeland. So Mike, you can see his name in the chat here. Sonia said, I put one of my houses up around a 433 for $4,000, and my rental agent got 2 responses, and 1 is ready to sign the contract. Zillow had this house for $3,000 a month in Lakewood Ranch. Have a fine Air Force Day. You're welcome, Jeff. And happy French Fry Day, everybody. National French Fry Day. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in today. That's fantastic.